Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to my Friday Live here on YouTube. I am Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. In case you don't know me, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today's card is this one. So, all week, I have been talking about encouraging cards, uplifting cards, and I threw in a little bit of New Year's because why not? We only have a couple of more weeks left of 2022, which is insane to me. Tomorrow on my blog, I am participating in the Team Stamp It blog hop, and I will have a New Year's card for you. But today we are making this one using the Flowers of Friendship stamp set and the Flowers and Leaves punch. I'm going to show you all that in a minute. Just a couple of things before we get started. The last chance products and the clearance rack refresh are still going on until December 31st or while supplies last. So in our card today, I'm actually using a clearance item, and I'm using, this is what I have left of it, the Flowering Fields paper, designer series paper. It is this gorgeous 12 by 12 paper. You can get this paper, wait, is that the same? No, it wasn't. Okay. You can get this paper in my online store for only $4.60. Like, it is stunning. So this is the design we're going to be using today. I used this one here, and I kind of cut it so that we're only getting the Highland Heather. There's a little bit of that Blackberry Bliss in there, which is gorgeous. Or I was even thinking of flipping it and using this side too. We might do the card with this side today. I don't know. Tell me in the comments, do you like the solid color or do you like the design? Because I'm kind of loving that design. We might just do our card with that. So like I said, this paper is only $4.60 right now. It is while supplies last. Also, if you are placing an order in my online store, you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. My December host code is here. Use this host code at checkout to get freebies from me on orders of $50 or more. So this month, I am giving away the Simply Chamois when you order $50 or more in my online store. This is wonderful to clean your stamps. It's great for on the go. And you also get the Snowman Magic bundle tutorial. So there are 4 great cards, beautiful cards, and you get those free with any order in my online store. But if you spend $50 or more, I will send you a Simply Chamois in January, which I still can't believe that it's almost 2023. I don't know how that happened. Anywho, let's get started with our card. We're going to start with stamping. I have a scrap piece here of basic white, and we're going to be using a couple of stamps from the Flowers of Friendship stamp set. So we're going to be using this big flower here, the Life is Better with Friends Like You stamp, and both of these 2 flowers. So we're using 4 stamps. Get those out and onto some blocks. Now, the trick with this punch, because it punches out kind of everything all at once, I know people like will set up their stamps and stamp it just like this and punch it. My brain doesn't work that way. So I'm going to stamp them individually and show you how I do that. But when I line my stamps up on the block, I'm going to grab a C block for this guy. You'll notice it's all the same whatever way you go, but it's sticking straight up. So that's how I put it on my block. So when I stamp, it will be straight up. And then the other one is kind of like an X. So I'm going to grab a B block for that, put that one on. So that way, just when I stamp it, it's easier to line up the punch and punch everything out. I'm just going to throw this guy on a D block and then an I block for our big flower here. So we're going to start with the flower because we're also going to be doing a little bit of coloring. So I have my Memento Tuxedo Black ink pad here. I'm just going to ink up my stamp. And with the larger stamps, I like to take the ink to the stamp just to make sure I'm getting full coverage. And that's all we're using the black for is this one. I'm going to line it up with my grid paper. We are going to be die cutting this out, so it's not perfect placement really isn't an issue. I just want to make sure I'm getting everything on my cardstock. I'm pushing, but I'm not pressing. I'm just kind of putting a little bit of pressure just to make sure everything gets good and inked. So now we're going to color. I have 3 blends here. I have the Highland Heather dark and light, and then just the light of the soft succulent. These do come in combo packs. So when you purchase them, you will get the light and dark of soft succulent. I'm just using the one color today. I'm going to start with the light Highland Heather and the brush tip end. There are two ends to this. There's like a pen tip and a brush. We're going to be using the brush tip, and I'm just going to go over these highlight or shade. I don't know. I'm not an artist. I'm just going over these lines. I'm going to call them lines with the light. And then I'm going to let that just kind of dry a minute. We're going to use our light, soft succulent, and I'm just going to do the leaves. I have cat hair, because of course I do. There's cat hair everywhere in this house. If you are allergic to cats, don't come to my house. And also, I can't believe that it is 9 days until Christmas. That seems a little nuts too. Are you ready for Christmas? Tell me in the comments if you are ready for Christmas to be here. I am about 80% done with all my shopping and everything. So I was talking to a friend this afternoon about it. All I really need to get now is stocking stuffers. And I just do stocking stuffers for my stepdaughter and her girlfriend and my husband. My husband and I don't actually buy each other presents, but I'm about 80% done. So now I'm going to take the dark Highland Heather. I'm going to go over those lines one more time. And I have Christmas break coming up, my last day of school. I work in a preschool. My last day of school is Tuesday. And I'm excited. I like Christmas break. And then I will be off until January. So that will be nice. Now I'm just going back over with the light Highland Heather. Again, I'm going over the whole thing. And these are blends, so I am blending that light and dark together. The reason I went over with the light first is because I just wanted it darker and more shaded where those lines are. So I went over with the light, then the dark, then the light again to blend everything. Almost done. And then we're going to cut this out with the scalloped contour dies, which is like one of my favorite die sets. My all-time favorite is retired now. It's Stitch Shapes. That's my all-time favorite die set. But scallop contours is definitely a close second. But before we do that, I do want to finish up stamping. So I have another piece of scrap paper here, and I'm going to grab my Highland Heather ink pad. And you'll notice on my card that I need to re-ink my Highland Heather or just get a new one. I don't think I have re-inker for this, but it kind of faded a little bit, but I was okay with that. I liked it, so I just kept it. Yours will, if you have a newer ink pad, will probably be a lot more saturated. I'm actually going to try to stamp here on the edges where there's probably more ink and see if I get a better result with that. Because if I look at my ink pad, I can see in the middle there, it's kind of drying out. There's not as much ink there. I think I just need a new Highland Heather. So I'm going to stamp that right. We're going to do it this way. I'm going to go sideways because we're also going to be die cutting this with the layering circles. And yeah, it's a little bit faded, but it's cute. I'm okay with that. So now I'm going to take and stamp my flowers. So I'm going to need one of the larger flowers. And we're just going to go up at the top of our cardstock for that. And I don't have enough. I have another scrap here. I always have scraps of basic white just lying around. So I'm going to use a different sheet for the small ones. So we need 2 of those. And remember, we want them in like that X pattern. Oh my gosh, there's hair everywhere. Maybe that's a pencil mark. Let's flip that and try it again. There we go. We don't want pencil marks on our flowers. So there, I have 2 of those and one of the big ones. We are done with stamping. Let's clean our stamps because I like to clean my stamps and put them away as I'm crafting. It saves on cleanup. So I have my Stampin' Scrub. I'm just going to spray a little Stampin' Mist on the wet side, scrub my stamp, and then scrub it on the dry side, and they are clean. Now, the Simply Chamois does the exact same thing, except it doesn't fold up like this, obviously, and you can use it with just plain old water. You just get it a little bit wet, you scrub your stamps, and they're good to go. It's just a lot easier to travel with. It's not as bulky as the Stampin' Scrub. So that's why I use the Stampin' Scrub though, because it's right here. The chamois I would use more if I was traveling. I'm putting my stamps away just because you never want a lost stamp. Get rid of these blocks, and then we can do our die cutting and our punch. So let's do the punch first. So I'm going to start with our flower here, and I'm actually going to go this way. So our big flower is up at the top. I'm just going to line it up, and like I said, it doesn't really matter. It is symmetrical all the way around, so I'm going to line it up and not get my head into the camera. Punch that out. We got to set that aside because we got to cut that out with a circle. And you're going to get little bits and pieces flying everywhere, especially from the smaller flowers because these have to go all the way down to the bottom. And you're going to get bits and pieces. Do the second one. That one went forever away. I don't even know where that piece of paper just flew. All right, scoop these up, get rid of that, and then we can die cut. So I'm just going to set these aside, move these. And now for die cutting, I'm going to start with the layering circles dies. So that's what these look like. I have two here. I have just a regular solid circle, and then we're going to be using a scalloped circle and cutting some Highland Heather. But look at all the dies you get. I love these. They're in my top 5 for sure. If I had to list my top 5 dies, layering circles and scallop contours for sure. So then scallop contours looks like this, and this is what we're going to be cutting our large flower out with. And I just pulled this one. This is the third one, the middle one. Pulled that one. It also coordinates with the color and contour stamp set, so it cuts out some of those beautiful flowers. I'm going to grab my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now, the big scallop dies, this one does not fit in the mini. Like, it's just slightly too big to fit. Like, you can see it kind of hangs off there. It doesn't fit. So, I recommend always getting the large, the standard size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Because everything fits in that. Everything. You don't have to check. With the, let me turn this way. With the mini, only certain dies fit. So let's do our scallop contours one first. Now you are going to cut off the bottom part of the stem. That's okay. That's what I'm looking for this. We're kind of hiding the bottom anyways, so I want it more up towards the top where that flower is. Just run that through. And here is our piece. So pretty. And now we can cut out our sentiments and then our scallop circle. So I'm just going to center that and run that through. I'm just kind of holding it so the die doesn't move all over. Now we have this circle and one more and we are done with die cutting. So I just have a piece of Highland Heather here. I've already cut a circle from it. We're going to cut another one. And if you're not ready for die cutting yet, you could do this with like a 2x2 square. Just use your paper trimmer and cut a 2x2 cardstock and a 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 Highland Heather piece. I get it. Die cutting can be overwhelming, but I love it so much. It makes such a difference on cards. I probably die cut on way too many cards, but I digress. So I have a thick piece of basic white here. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Excuse me, let me get my notes so I can tell you what everything else measures. So the Highland Heather piece here is 4.5 by 3. And then our designer series paper is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. So do I want to do this side? I think I do. We're going to go with it. We're going to see what it looks like. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to put that one down. And then put some seal on the back of that. I like getting seal into the corners just so nothing kind of pops up. And I'm just going to center this onto our card base. And then I'm also going to put seal on the back of this one. We're going to do the flowers kind of popped up and the sentiment. Oh, wait. I just want to make sure it's not going off of the edge of the card, because if you put it in an envelope and it's going off the edge, it's not going to fit. Some seal on the back of our circle. Just layer it on that scallop one. Now we can grab some dimensionals. Do 3 for our circle. Let's pop that down in the bottom. And then 3 for our flowers. You kind of got to be careful with the small ones. The large dimensionals do fit. You just have to be careful where you place them. You could also use mini dimensionals, and I like to just kind of fold them up a little bit. And put one there. Put the large one over in this corner. And it's like to fold them up a little. Give them a little life. One there. Fold this one up. Put it up there. And to finish the card, I have some of the pastel pearls. Now, there are Highland Heather pearls in this pack. I don't have any more, so we're going to be using the gorgeous grape ones down here at the bottom. And I have my take your pick tool and my putty edge. And I'm just going to place them right in the center of the flowers. And I actually really like how the gorgeous grape makes it pop. So even if I had the Highland Heather ones, I think I would still use these. And there. And that is our card. So tell me in the comments, which one do you like better, the one with the solid background or the flowers? I actually really like them both. I don't think the flowers, though, here take away too much. I just think it's cute. So let me know this or that in the comments. I will be live on Sunday in our Sassy Paper Crafters VIP group. The link for that is in the description of this video. You can head over there and join the VIP group. I do giveaways over there, exclusive live videos. We would love to have you. All the supplies for these cards are listed also in the description of this video, so check that out. The clearance rack, the clearance rack goes on till things are sold out, but the last chance product sale ends December 31st or while supplies last. So also check that out too. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you all next time.